Hey guys, hello and welcome back to another installment of Vince and Films. My name is Vincent and I'm back here in Paris now to continue to try to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. Now today is day 350, meaning it's the end of week 50, which means that it's only 2 weeks from the deadline, from the year of movie watching in theaters, and I'm now at 681 films seen in theaters since March 23rd, 2017. Now, I was gone. The last video I made was about 5 weeks ago. I did not stop watching movies. I just went to New York to visit some friends and spend some time there, and even though I watched much fewer films, I still managed to watch 17 films there, especially at the Metrograph Cinema, which is a great cinema in downtown Manhattan, which had a lot of old films, because the purpose of the films that I watched there was to screening, and I would have already seen them, so I wouldn't be able to see them now in Paris. So that's the reason why I saw old films mostly, except for one new release that it's not released in Paris, which is Golden Exits by Alex Ross Perry, which was okay, a New York film in New York about New Yorkers, with one Australian woman who a pretty girl who kind of creates some strange events within that group of people. I mean, it's not supernatural or anything, it's just it disturbs the dynamics of those people. But besides that, I saw Taiwanese films like Legend of the Fall. No, not Legend of the Fall. Am I stupid? Legend of the Mountain, which was a restored film and which was very good. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes. So, but it doesn't count as two movies. If you're wondering, it still counts as just one. And I made it through it, and it was pretty good. Better than I expected. I thought it would be boring, which it wasn't. So it was pleasant. But also Hong Kong and Chinese films like The Grandmaster, which isn't old, it's from 2013, it's from Wong Kar-wai, which was really, really good. I only saw 2 films. The other one I saw, In the Mood for Love, which I really, really enjoyed. Otherwise, some 80s film, well, 90s film, kind of crazy, like Zoo, Warriors of the Magic Mountain, which was just kind of B-movie, but a lot of fun to watch. And otherwise, I saw also classic old films like, what was there? Contempt by Jean-Luc Godard, Blow Up by Antonioni, and Yearning, a Japanese film. But I also saw great documentaries. Well, great. I saw documentaries, which one was really interesting, but kind of about skyscrapers and architecture in New York and in Chicago. But one that was really fascinating, however, was a documentary called Life Itself, which was about the theater critic called Roger Ebert, who died, I think, in 2012 or 14, I don't remember exactly, about this man. But he had a truly fascinating life, making critics about movies, and being an interesting person as well. But since I'm back, since last Thursday, I went right back in today. Well, until today, since Thursday, I saw 19 films. And, well, there were some very good ones. It was a pretty good week. I actually saw some of the Oscar films that I hadn't seen before, that didn't come out in February or January in Paris, which were, among other things, The Shape of Water, which won the Oscar for Best Picture and the Oscar for Best Director. I thought it was good. I did not get into it that much. It was beautifully directed. The production design was magnificent. Cinematography, all that out of the question. I think it deserved the Oscar for Best Director. I can see that. However, Best Picture, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into any spoilers, but there was some dynamics between characters that were a bit too weird. And even though people say, oh, it's just an American fantasy version of Amélie Poulain, I don't think so. Everything has been done, and there will always be similarities between films. But to say that it's just a copy of that film and just with fantasy added to it, with the science fiction feel added to it, I think not adequate. So wouldn't have picked it as best picture. Would have preferred something like Dunkirk maybe, or Churchill with Gary Oldman, who won the Oscar for that. I think he won the Oscar. Shoot, I have to check. But if he did, he definitely deserved that. Otherwise, I saw Lady Bird. Lady Bird is the same thing as Get Out. Those films were good. Well, good, original, but I don't see how they got nominated for an Oscar. Best director. Okay, they got the jobs made. I mean, they did their job and got the actors to do their job by directing them. It was pretty good, but nothing mind-blowing Oscar-worthy. I mean, you have to believe that, or think about the fact that for an Oscar nomination, you have to be better than several hundreds other feature films and films. Nonetheless, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed them, especially Get Out and Lady Bird especially. The Edge of 17, which was for me a much better film, but didn't get any Oscar buzz or nomination. The other Oscar film I saw this weekend was Call Me By Your Name. Call Me By Your Name was very enjoyable for me, even though it was a bit slow at the beginning, but I liked the actors, especially since the main Call Me By Your Name has also a role in Lady Bird and is just a douche, so it was nice to see that he's not just a douche. And I thought it was a beautiful film. Same thing. I don't think it deserved the Oscar buzz it got, but I'm glad that this little film that was made in Italy with several production companies and a small budget with Armie Hammer, which I truly enjoy and want to see in more stuff. I'm glad that this film got the attention, even though I wouldn't have given it any Oscar. I don't think it got any. Anyway, besides that, I saw old films with Greta Garbo. Susan Lennox from 1931 and some other films. It's something to watch films from the 30s, from the 20s, from the 40s, and just now they seem outdated, old-fashioned, simple, but when you think about the context, when you put it in the context of when they were filmed, how they were filmed, how they've been able to put up what they have, it's truly impressive. So it was a pretty good week, and so only 2 weeks left until the end of my record attempt. I will definitely try to get to 700, unless there's some accident or something of the sort. There's no way I can miss that mark. And then the last film, or the last two films maybe, we'll see, will be watched on March 22nd, which is a Thursday of 2018, and then it'll be about scanning all the witness statements, about putting all the videos and all the pictures up on a Google Drive and sending it to the Guinness, who will then have 2 weeks to send me an answer. But until then, we still have 2 weeks and 2 more videos to talk about the work record. And then after that, I'm not going to stop doing any of these videos. I'm just going to take, I think, one film, because I'm going to continue to watch movies and going to theaters, believe it or not. I'll just enjoy to sleep in and go to a movie without a camera and without a backpack with all the paperwork. Anyway, still things ahead. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. See you soon. Salut.